can say.
Yeah, so we're talking about the importance of gratitude in business. Last week we talked about the importance of presence in business, and this week we wanted to weave in gratitude to that, because each week, every Friday, we have these kind of conscious entrepreneurial chats, and each week we're trying to hone in on a different aspect that really will highlight yourself and your career, your company, and bring you to a next level, help up level you. So we really wanted to talk about the importance of just giving and just acknowledging what it is that you already do have, because when you acknowledge what you already do have in your business, in your account, in your friendship circle, or what have you, you automatically like open the doors and open space for the universe to give you more, to bless you with more, and to give you more abundance. Stacy was talking about lack a bit, which I thought was really profound and important. So yeah, if you could talk about that a bit more, Stacy.
Yeah, so I was talking about just like the reason why this is important, the reason why like it could like really make you stuck, or how does that actually manifest out in the world? Like if you are really thinking about the lack of what you have, like it is one thing to have dreams and your goals, but if you keep on thinking about it like, oh, I don't have it yet, I want this, and I want this, then you're always in that state of lack. And when you're in that state of lack, then that's what you're just bringing more and more to the forefront of your life, because that's what's primarily your thoughts. You think that it may be, what you are dreaming about, but that's where people do the manifestation wrong. It's like they're really thinking about the lack of not having it, as opposed to the thing that they want. And how you know the difference is because like when you think about that thing, it should be making you feel good. If it's making you feel like, oh, like I'm not
Draining.
enough. Yeah, I'm not enough because I don't have this thing right now. That's how you know, like that's your sensor. That's the indication of, if am I drawing this thing closer to me, or am I drawing it further away?
Right,
And
repelling it.
that is
Mm-hmm.
what's so key to your manifestation, or just bringing something closer to you, or also your well-being. Like you don't even
Right.
always have to think about it as your manifestation, but just as your well-being. Hi, Monique.
Right.
It's so good to see you. I miss
And
you.
I think that, yeah, because when we're in a state of like, I want this amount of money for my business, I want this to happen with my business, I want this to happen in my life, I want A, B, and C. It's like when you're acting out of that want,
Yeah,
and A, you're not really being present, and
right.
then B, like acting out of want instead of thanks for what you already have, or thanks as if you already know that it is something that's going to come into your life and that you're going to receive. Those are like two different vibrations, two different frequencies
Yeah.
completely. Because one is lack and limitation, and one is limitlessness and abundance and prosperity.
Right.
And I think that it's just, yeah, so important that you give thanks for like every single cent that is in your account, everything. Like there's a practice that's just like waking up and thinking of like 5 things that you're grateful for. Like I try to do it every morning. If not, I'll just be like, thank you that I woke up today,
Yes.
but you can be like, thank you for my room, thank you for my dog, thank you that I can be able to do this live right now and connect to the world, and thank
Yeah.
you for my friendship with Stacy. Or you can say a bunch of different things, but I think when you are thankful for every single aspect of your life, it opens that space and opens those doorways for more of what you like, of what you want to come into your life. And
Right.
it's also about like walking in the knowing of like it's already yours, the thing that you want so much, so
Yeah.
um
I love that. I read that, just what you're saying too. It's just like how we were talking about the feelings, right? Like the different feelings of the alignment. So again, what we were just discussing is that when you're feeling happy, or when you're feeling like that thing is drawing near and excited for the thing that you want, then you're drawing closer to it. If you're feeling like, why is this thing not happening? All of those, or if you're having bad feelings towards the things that you want, that's what's drawing you further from it. So, I know we were talking about just like real life examples. I'll give you an example. For me, it didn't matter like how much money I was making. Like I studied a lot. I was always determined to work, and I have been like picking up entrepreneurship since I was like 16, like selling hair products and stuff in high school. I was like, already working at In-N-Out, which I thought was like, it was like
Oh
above
yeah.
minimum wage, even though it was like a crazy job to have. I was like, this is above minimum wage, so I'm going to go work for In-N-Out. And,
And you
doing
worked
stuff on the
hard.
side, babysitting. Yeah. I was like selling stuff at like garage sales. I started working with Primerica when I was like 18 to 20, which is a network marketing company, and then just kept on building my work experience. So all that to say, I had a full-time salary job before I entered college with Ed Hardy. It was their big corporate office, and I was going to school and working full-time, both. Then the next step was I had this, career that I went out to San Jose and was like building this career. But I will tell you, at every step of the way, it didn't matter how much I learned and how much I developed financially. I felt broke. I felt honestly broke, and I never got out of that broke mentality because I kept on chasing. Like I kept on chasing, I kept on helping. I kept on any money that I got, I was like putting towards like back to my education that was so expensive, or trying to help my family. And you know what? Like you just don't get out of that cycle. And the thing is because I was always coming from lack. I was coming from looking for this job to give me the validation, or looking for everything outside to give me the validation till everything crumbled, really. My thank you's not going dark. Does it look dark on your side?
Oh, no,
It's like
it's
I
good.
can't see anything, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's how I
Um,
felt.
I don't know, something weird's happening. But all that to say with just that, I knew these principles of wanting the thing and like having the goal out there. And I always had this goal that was like outside in front of me and always chasing it. But I really didn't understand the difference between knowing that, wait a minute, like being so grateful for everything that I have. And,
Yeah.
I didn't have an outlook as this is me. Like I just always thought that this is someone I'm continuously chasing.
Right.
So it didn't matter what came into my life. I always had this outlook of who I really was, though. Who I really was someone that's lack, that needs to
Right.
help my family, all of these things. So I will always go back to that home base, right? It's like some people that like they lose a lot of weight and then they come back to their home base because they don't have that image, they don't hold that image of themselves that really is that, the way that they want to look, let's say. They
Right.
never
Right.
they never like own
Or
it.
they don't believe that it's possible. And I feel like
Yeah.
that's a big thing. Like when you don't fully believe you are enough, when you don't fully believe you're fully worthy or deserving, then sometimes you won't be grateful, or you'll forget to, express gratitude, express thanks, because it's like you don't think that you don't really believe that you're worthy of these things. You don't really
Right.
believe that you're worthy, like, of having this life that you foresee in your mind, or having this amazing, like, $1 billion company that you
Yeah.
foresee. And if it's
Yeah.
like you don't believe that you are completely, worthy and completely deserving of absolutely having these things, then it's like, why, it's like, why would I remember to have thanks for like what it is that I already even have, like, because
Right.
like, how can I get there? And so I understand that mentality for sure, because I've been there, and I feel like it was a bit opposite for me, because, well, I grew up very differently. And like, I think that, while, I mean, I don't think I had emotionally present like parents, but they were definitely like financially present. So I never really had like that many worries growing up, like, about like how I'm, gonna make this happen, like, financially. But because of that, I like just overlooked so many blessings that I had, like, I took for granted. Like, as simple as just things like, just being able to go to a great school, or be able to, like, have a car at a young age, or having, being able to do these things. It's just like, I didn't think, I just didn't think about it. I didn't think that there was a need to be grateful for such things. Like, I didn't really understand that. And I think that a lot of us are like raised, especially if you don't really have emotionally present parents, or just like parents that just aren't really, awake, aware, and in the present moment with you. You just don't learn that, and they don't tell you that. Like, I wasn't raised in the way that, like, oh, like you should, you know, give thanks for everything and you should love yourself and you should do that. Like I never learned any of that, so I had to learn all of it myself. But like, and really just through my own failures, you know, of like, well, why did this happen? Like, oh, well, probably because you weren't thankful for it when you had it. But at the same time, I didn't even know that that like was a thing. Like I remember one particular instance, I had like this Jetta in college, and
Oh, I loved your Jetta.
yes, and I would drive it everywhere, like so much. I would drive it so long, so far. And one day it just like broke down in the middle of the street. And for a while I'd been thinking like, I just have really not been appreciative of my little Jetta. Like I was like, I wish I had like a more luxurious car. Or I wish it was like, you
Uh-huh.
know, so I want to change. I want something else. I want. And so I think just being in that mindset, I feel like I almost caused that circumstance to kind of just happen to me. Like literally, I feel like I was thinking about what it is that I want, you know, what is that I don't have. And I was probably even looping that around in my head as I'm driving down the street, and then my car just stops forever, you know, like, so I think that when you
Yep.
are thankful, even if it's not necessarily the car of your dreams yet, if you're thankful for that which you have, then like the universe can bless you with that much more. And I think
Yep.
that like that is really key, and that is what I did not get because I just wasn't raised learning that I should be that way even. And so, you know, having many instances in my life where I didn't give thanks and I wasn't grateful, you know, there's that. Like I always knew you should give back, like hence why I have this nonprofit. Like I always felt like that was important, but I just didn't understand the connection of like even giving and giving gratitude like to yourself and doing that for yourself first, because then you can give more, express more gratitude, give more things to like other people once you start with yourself, you know?
Yeah. And you know what? As you're saying this, well, first of all, I think like it doesn't matter what happens. Like it doesn't matter how your parents are, right? Like it's always like something,
Yeah.
and must be like divinely orchestrated because like you get the exact thing that you needed to like work
Yeah.
through in order
Always.
to get to where you are right now. And I feel
Yep.
the same way. Um, because like yeah, we weren't given all those things or we couldn't have it, you know, so those are all the things that were like chased in my life, let's say. But then the other things is like, you know, what I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
But
Because
regardless of that, what you're saying just now really like made me think of like, whoa, also just like being so filled up, like we're talking about just living in your life. If you're chasing all the time,
yeah.
you're just like forgetting about your own life.
Right.
So that was my take of like taking Tuesdays off to really just be in the moment with my son, you know, like
Yeah.
just tired of like chasing after something, which I love it. And you can like, that's, you know, you need to be hustling. Like I don't say knock the hustle, but also there just has to be a moment of like gratitude and just being in your life. So that way you can do that. You know, you need to be filled up so you can give out of um, your abundance, not because
Right.
of lack. So it's like, why are you going after those things? Not
Right.
because you're lacking something, but because you're giving something. You're on purpose. You're in your fuel. So
Right.
yeah, that makes a huge difference.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that, you know, even though I think everybody's just raised in different ways, I think that like what we went through and like the way that, you know, you just kind of like were born into that like hustle kind of like mentality, or me just like not really knowing like even how to kind of emotionally navigate, it just made me stronger because I had to learn these things and like build myself up, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think that we became really strong because like we had to kind of learn these things on our own
Yep.
and figure out like tools and techniques, and like, or we've taken so many like workshops and like
Yep.
classes from other women, and just like learning in that sense, I feel like has, well, really made us value community, because I think that that's, you know, aided in a lot of our like development. But yeah, I just think that having to learn gratitude sometimes the hard way can definitely make you stronger. But I hope that it can be easier for a lot of other people's journeys. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think that's the point of like listening or hearing other people's journeys, to not make the same mistakes that they did, or also try to get there faster. The importance of like just a mentor or people around you. Um, I know one of my mentors signed that just now, Dave, while he was here.
That's
Dave and his wife, Debbie, were my mentors in, a company called Primerica. They were amazing. And, had really taught me those principles of just, like having a mentor, making sure that you are like have the right mindset and all of those things. So
right. And I just think that like gratitude is just like it's expanded my life in so many different ways. And I feel like once I really just kind of activated it, and like I do think also just like activating the combination of gratitude and giving, and then circling that around again. An example from my life I feel like is when I went to Ghana, and I feel like I just expressed so much gratitude and just like overarching like giving at the same time. And that was just like the clearest experience I can think of, that I saw it all literally come full circle. Like that experience kind of fell out of the sky for me. Like I literally was just like, I reached out on the internet to whim of Medina. I don't know if you're listening, but hey, Medina. I reached out to her, I was like, I want to connect. And in like the span of a day, she connected me with her father, who ran our program. We have a program at our sister school in Ghana. It's called Diamond State Academy. And her dad actually owned the school. So in like a span of a couple minutes, I feel like I connected with her, like, oh yes, let's partner. I want to work together. And she's like, yeah, call my dad. And so I called her dad, and then he was like, yeah, I would love for you to work with us in Ghana in our school, and we would love for you to come see it. Let me connect you now with our travel agent, and let's book your flight. But like along that whole process, I just like remember just being so thankful just for each thing. Like it was almost like surreal. Like, is this actually happening? Like, are they actually gonna like just really fly me to Ghana right now?
yeah.
But yeah, I feel like I was so grateful and so thankful. And then also when I did that and filled up my own cup, it's like then I could give even more. And the
Right.
more I was thankful and grateful and then gave to them, I feel like they gave so much to me in return.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like things. I think that it's just like my soul was just so fed there, because I was almost at a point like when I went there of just like just being really down about people and like society. And I felt like a lot of people in my relationships were just, I didn't have a lot of kindness around me. And it was almost like I was like giving, like, are people, or can human beings just like actually be kind just for, no other reason, but just to be kind and giving. And that it just renewed my faith in that, like just, just learning these things, like expressing this gratitude and giving, and then receiving. And then it just like all made so much sense and came like so full circle. I could see it working so clearly there. Like, why just doesn't everybody do this? Like, it's so simple, yet I think our minds make it way more complex than it is.
Yeah.
And it's just like our minds think like, well, society, it's always give and get, and people aren't always nice, and people can be mean, and these people have done this to me, or this person is wrong me in that way, so this person just can't be offering me something out of the kindness of their
Their
heart and
heart.
out of gratefulness and thankfulness and giving. But
Like
like,
what is it that they want in return?
exactly. And
Yeah.
I felt like I had to even hold that experience within before I actually like went to Ghana and did this work and did these things, because people are just so skeptical, and like how to listen to other people or whatever, they would have just, a lot would have just been like, oh no, that's not real, Brett. Like, that they're trying to just scam you, or that this is not a real thing. That you can't, that work, life doesn't really work like that. But no,
Yes.
it does. It
Yes.
does. And like
Yes.
when you are grateful and when you are thankful, it's like, yeah, the sky opens and offers you opportunities that you would like, that most consider impossible.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah,
And you said
nothing is
something so
impossible.
key about like just what you give is like what you can get back. And it's like also a difference of like not giving to get back anything, because it may not be from the person. Oh my God, this was so key. Who did I hear this from? Chris Winfield, one of my publicists. He was talking about how, you know, sometimes we are so worried about giving to people because like, they can't give us back something, or like,
Right.
doing things that are like like, let's say a relationship, you gave so much to this person and like, oh, I won't do that again because I was hurt, you know?
Right.
Totally understand. But what you're giving actually still holds true in the whole universe. Like, it still comes back to you. It just may not be from the same person. And when
Right.
someone told me that, I was like, oh, it's just like, it felt so much better, because the thing is, like, the energy does not stop, you know, the energy
Right.
does not stop by that. And
Right.
especially love. I used to think like love, like someone just like took my love, and but no one can just bottle up your love and just like keep it. Like, your love is in action, and it just like flows through the universe. And if you just like trust that, it'll come back. And
Yes.
yeah, what you're
Yes.
saying is so true. Just like
And
the more you give, the more you this, like, it does come back. Maybe it might not be from the same person that you think, but oh my gosh,
right.
things
It
come over
always
to
comes
you like
back.
tenfold. Yeah.
It always does. And it's like, it's what you're saying is so cute, because it's like you can't give with like the intention of like only receiving. Like, because
Yes.
if I went to like Ghana to do service with like the intention of like, well, I'm only doing this for, you know, so
Yeah.
I can like receive this trip or receive, you know, this like amazing opportunity, or to receive A, B, and C that they're giving me,
Yes.
like it just wouldn't have worked. But if you go into things with just like an open and full heart of
Yes.
just like gratitude and thanks, and like, no matter what happens, I'm going to give anyway. And no matter what happens, I am thankful and grateful anyway. Then
Yes.
it's like so much can happen, especially when you like fine tune that in the context of your business. And that's why I think that like conscious entrepreneurship, which I don't think is really spoken of very much, that's why I think it's so important, because it's like, you can't, I don't feel like you can fully sustain in this day and age. I don't think you can fully sustain a long lasting, successful business if you do not implement like these conscious like aspects to it, like self-love, like gratitude, like giving, like, you know, the cycle of giving and
Yep.
receiving. Like, these are all parts of like you yourself, of what makes you a full, happy, loving, light being, but
Yep.
also what makes your business that. And what, like, because when you are in alignment, then your business becomes in alignment, and then you can like gravitate more people to you. Then more people come to you like magnets, and like actually want your services, and genuine people want your services, and like you connect with more genuine people and build a stronger, like authentic community, because you took the time to be in alignment with yourself. You took the time to like do the inner work, and to do the work, and to actually understand, well, how can gratitude like expand my business or affect my business, you know? How
Right.
can like love or self-love or my inner, you know, knowing like boom my business more? Like, a lot of people don't ask these questions, and it's all related. It's all
And you know
connected.
what? You are your brand. And that's what it
Yes.
is. Like, you are your brand. And like, your company is an extension of you. So it's just like, how much work you are doing does really affect the, you know, your platforms and everywhere you show up. And we're just talking about how like your energy shows up even before you do as well. So really, yeah, Brett, you're just like speaking facts,
Yeah.
like Brett
And I
saying
mean, I
facts
was
that,
saying that like, and when I say
yeah.
do the work, I don't mean like do the work like hustle, 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 like hustle, sweat, and like burn yourself out and stress yourself out and want to pull your hair out and all that. No, like, I mean, work like on yourself, do the inner work, like meditate, like journal, like get to know yourself, like do a workshop, like go on a trip, like join a new community, like do things that expand yourself and get to know yourself. Because when you get to know yourself, then it all connects. So then you learn like, oh, okay, you know, getting to know myself actually incorporates me being present, and getting to know myself actually incorporates like me learning to love myself more, and getting to know myself actually incorporates me giving gratitude, and, you know, giving and then receiving
Just
and
do
giving
you.
some more, you know.
Yes.
And yes, do you. But like, that is just so important. It's just like, I think that all of these elements just flow together so fluidly when you become in alignment. You know, there's that phrase like alignment over hustle, or I always say like align and then grind. Like,
Align
and I
then
think,
grind. Yeah, I like
yeah,
that.
and I
That's
think
cute.
that that is so important, because like when you're not in alignment with these concepts, with these principles, with these like soul ties, it's just like,
You're just
yeah,
going, and
you
going
can
for what? Yeah.
right, right, like, and you can
Going
be
to get
successful for a
what?
while,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
I don't know if you can
And like you
sustain it.
said, yeah, it feels good for a while, but what is really like filling you up as a person, like your purpose, like making you feel like, yeah, like it's an extension of you and who you are. And not to say that things along the way, like, you know, I think with entrepreneurship, we said that we talked about this once. It doesn't mean that it's to quit your job tomorrow and like, you know, nothing like that. It's like, it's a journey.
Unless you're ready.
It's a journey of discovery. It's a journey of gratitude and desire, really.
Right.
A journey of gratitude and your goals, a journey of, you know, learning along the way, but having this, like, I do like this, Brett, like conscious, you said conscious entrepreneurship, conscious friendpreneurship. We're going to talk about that. But
Yep.
Yeah,
It
just
sounded
like
like you
having,
said friendpreneurship, which is actually a cool thing too.
friendpreneurship.
But yes,
Yeah,
conscious fempreneurship and
yeah,
friendpreneurship and solopreneurship and all
yep,
of that.
yep, all of that.
But I just think it's like it's definitely not spoken of enough, and it's
Yeah,
just like I don't know. It's like these, with all this happening in this world, like from COVID to like all this stuff happening in Israel right now, to just like the COVID crisis in India, to just like the multitude of just crazy things that are happening in the world. I feel like if you can't center yourself, align yourself, be at a place and space in peace in yourself, then it's like you're ultimately not going to expand that to your business or to the things that you're doing. And so it's like not really going to attract and generate the people you want, the income you want, the results you want. Because it's like if you're just so stressed and it's like chaos and I don't know how to be calm, and I'm just like I was noticing that this weekend, like my mom works very, very hard, and we were all away at the family home, and I just felt like there was a time when we could have just been very like calm, just, but she gets so like wrapped up, like I have to be on this call, I have to do this now, I have to do this email, I have to read these things, and like there's no like breaking or stopping or breathing, which I feel like is so important. And it's just like puts you back in alignment and back in tune with what it is that is so important. Like, you know, all there is really love, you know, all there is really presence, all there is really truth. But it's like when we just get so caught up and wrapped up in like the illusion of the external instead of going within and doing this internal work, yeah, I don't think we get ultimately the lasting results that we really want in our businesses.
right. And that, like, most businesses actually fail. Most businesses fail. And I mean, a couple of mine have, you know, and, you know, when we talk about fail, it's just like, you know, people quit, and maybe it's totally okay because you realign with something else and that's fine. But the point is that things are, yeah, like for me, I know that I was going after certain things, which I was discussing in the beginning, because of a different reason, not that it was really coming from me, but because of, okay, well, this thing is going to make me money.
Yeah.
And it did make me money, but
Right.
the money did nothing for me because
And
I
that's
was
me too.
already in that state of lack, of like,
Right.
okay, this is not enough, actually, it's not moving fast enough, it's not getting me there fast enough, and now, you know, I'm done with that and I'm on to the next thing. So it's
Right.
really just like, oh, whoa, what are my money values? What are the
Yeah.
things that I know about money? How do I deal with
Yeah.
money? And how can I even hold money? Like,
And
what is it about me
gratitude,
that's not holding the money, right?
it's key. They go hand in hand. The
Yeah.
money and the gratitude, and the
And
gratitude and the
energy.
money.
Yes.
And it's like if you're thankful for every cent that you do have, then you open like gateways for more to come in, and then you're
Yes.
thankful and more come in, and you're thankful, and you know, it's just like a cycle. And because it's money is energy, you know.
Yep.
But it's just like when you forget those things and you forget to be thankful, or you get frustrated along your journey, and you're not like, you're so caught up and wrapped up in like what's going on in your mind, what's going on in the external world, that you're just not thankful for what it is that you do have now. Like you have to be thankful for this job that's giving you money right now, that might not be your ultimate goal of the dream that you're ultimately trying to get to, but hey, it's a stepping stone, and it's a place
Ooh.
that's right now helping you build you up to that place you ultimately want to get to, and that place you ultimately want to go to.
And you know what? Being thankful, like, we're not saying to stay at that place, because like I mean, for
Yes,
me, it's like
please,
not staying
because
at
that's a
that
part of
place
the
for
test
like
too.
ever and ever. But what it does, though, the gratitude, what it does, it takes out the cloud of thinking about like how bad this job is, how that job is, and all of that time that you're focused on those things, like how bad it is, it takes that away. So like that gratitude just injects, like imagine that's just like, I don't know, I think about like all these balls in a jar. Like the gratitude, you could just have that one ball in the jar, right? It's not filled up with all these things about like all the things that you hate about this thing, but just that one ball. And there's so much room in that jar for creativity, for love to come in, for new ideas to flow through. And that's what the thing is. It's not that, you know, having like being grateful that for that job is going to like keep you there and like you're going to keep going.
Yeah.
No, it's just opening the space and just like letting it be, so that way other ideas can flow in,
Yeah.
creativity could come in, the right people could come in, the right messages can come to you, and for you to like leave at the right divine time.
Exactly. And that divine time is so key, because I mean, I've had many jobs. I've had racist jobs, I've had sexist jobs, I've had abusive jobs, like I've had all these kind of jobs. And it's like I feel like you can be, your gratitude is important until a point, you know, like you express gratitude and thanks for like that experience, but when, you know, when it does cross a line, I feel like you'll know. And when it is time to leave like a toxic environment or a toxic job or a place, it's like you'll know, and you'll know because your inner guidance system will tell you that within divine time, it is now your time to exit and leave. And having the ability to then walk away is definitely a part of like the test. It's part of the journey as well. But like, you know, being thankful for what you have. I mean, I guess it can be a little bit tricky and confusing only when you are not in alignment and in tune with yourself and your inner guidance system, because that will really give you all the answers, like when you're clear. But
exactly.
When you're not,
and it is really confusing. And I think that what you said is so key. It's about like really back into tuning in, right? Because what'll happen is I always feel like there's clarity, right? Like there's a yes and a no. And there's also the gray area where it's like confusing. And you know what? Actually, they all play its part. Like there is a gray area where you're not sure and kind of going back and forth. And during that time, the best thing is to like tune back into yourself. Try to figure out, okay, well, what is it that I want? What is it that, you know, focus more on what you want instead of what you don't want, basically.
Right.
And it will be very clear. It will be very, very clear when it's time. And when it's time, move. And if you don't move, you will get moving eventually.
Yes.
And the thing is,
the
it's best to like
you.
move before. And I can speak to that, you know, like I started having really, really bad anxiety at my job, like even to a point where I fainted. And there was other things going on, but I was just so not supposed to be there anymore that even my body started like rejecting the whole environment.
Yeah, and that's key. When your body starts rejecting it, it's like, you know, like
you're not listening to your body. You're not listening to your own intuition, your own guidance system,
your solar plexus.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like you're not, and I think that your intuition, like if you're ever confused, I feel like when they say listen to your gut, like that is a real thing. Like that is like we've listened to what your body is doing, how your body is reacting to certain environments or people or places or things. And like when you really do tap in and listen to that, you're like, okay, well, you know, I did express gratitude for what this job, you know, was, and I'm thankful for having this experience. But now I know that, like, you know, something's moving, something's shifting, something changing, and that it is time to go, like that it is time to exit. And that is a part of walking in like your power too, and like just expanding your journey more into even more gratitude, because it's like when you have that authority, that personal authority to be like, you know what, I've had enough of this. Like I was grateful for what it was at the time. I've been patient. I've done this, but now like it's time to leave. It's not time for me to be abused anymore. It's not time for me to be underpaid or you know, to have these experiences, and I want to expand to more.
Right. And I think, you know what, there is a difference between like abusiveness, like no one should be getting abused, hit, hurt, you know, sexually harassed, someone else in danger, your environment shouldn't be in danger. So those are some things that we would encourage to move right away, like move out right away, move on this thing.
And your inner guidance will definitely always tell you that as well, like, you know,
the other things, you know, because not exactly. Yeah. So
Well,
yeah, I feel like pretty
I don't
complete.
know.
I
Do you
think
have
this was a
anything?
really great combo,
Yeah,
Brett.
I feel complete too. As they say on
Yeah.
Clubhouse, like I am Brett and I am complete.
I'm done
I
speaking.
feel, yes, I am
I'm
fulfilled.
Stacy. I'm done speaking.
I am done
This was an
speaking.
awesome, yeah, an awesome call. All about, yeah. So it will be posted on both of our website. I mean, both of our Instagrams
Pages.
in a few.
And
And if you have any questions, we
YouTube.
will be back on Clubhouse next week, right?
Yes, we think we'll be on back in Clubhouse next week. We're being a little spontaneous with it these days,
Yes.
letting spontaneous universal flow into that or whatever. But we also have all of these videos on the Stuck YouTube right now. So if you ever miss a week or anything like that, you can always go back to our YouTube channel, and they're numbered like Fempreneur Friday 1, 2, 3, 4. I think this is number 7. Oh, lucky number 7.
Yay! Oh my God,
And
yes, lucky number
yes.
7. Hi,
Yes, and then
Amplify.
also I play. Well, I don't know if I play. I played. I'm starting to play some music at the beginning of these. And if you ever hear a song you like or anything like that, these songs are all on the Stuck Girl playlist. And our playlist, the link is in Stuck Design's bio. So if you want to check out a playlist, want to groove to some music that will empower you and align you and keep you lit and happy and your day going, then check that out. But yeah, we're gonna keep going with this, and we
Yes.
want to see you here next Friday morning.
Yeah, so
Talk to
next Friday
us.
morning, 9:30 Pacific time, we're on, and usually we're on Clubhouse at 10 a.m.
Yes,
So
after. Not this week, but we'll be back soon.
next week. Okay, sounds good.
Yes. All right. Well, we're wishing you guys all so much love and light today, and so much goodness and blessings upon your business and your finances. And yeah, do the damn thing today. You got
Yeah.
this.
Amen.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.